It was a day that shocked the nation, a day no one will forget where they were or what they were doing. It was a day that changed the world, and the day war started yet again. When the World Trade Center buildings were hit, panic hit the streets of New York. Yet now, almost 16 years later, life in Manhattan is starting to get back to normal, and the site of the World Trade Center is beginning to embark on a new life. The new World Trade Center is a 16-acre mixed-use environment composed of 5 office towers as well as an 8-acre memorial plaza. The most iconic of the new towers is One World Trade Center, also known as the Freedom Tower. It is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere and the 6th largest building in the world, standing at 104 floors. It cost $3.9 billion to build and was opened on November 3rd, 2014. Next to the Peace Tower is the World Trade Center Memorial. The memorial sits at the foundation of the 2 original towers that were hit by aircraft on September 11th. The names of the 2,983 victims who died on that fatal day, as well as the 6 people who died in the bombing in 1993, are inscribed on 76 bronze plates attached around the walls of the fountain that pours into the foundations of both buildings. Also on the World Trade Center site is the museum that is home to over 23,000 images, 10,300 artifacts, and over 500 hours of video. It was built on the former site of the Sphere, a large metallic sculpture placed in the middle of a large pool between the twin towers. Battered but intact after the attacks, the Sphere was moved to be displayed at Battery Park, where it is now. As you go inside the museum, you travel underground into what was the basement and inner workings of the original towers. You have a chance to walk through the foundations of both original towers and see what was hidden for all these years and what helped keep the buildings ticking during this time. One of the most significant artifacts in the museum is the survivors' stairs. The stairs served as an escape route for hundreds of evacuees from Tower Number 5 and was the last visible remaining original structure above ground level at the World Trade Center site. For visitors to the museum, the piece that sticks out the most is not an artifact, yet a slurry wall, which still stands today and has since the 1960s. The wall was used to keep water from the Hudson River out, yet also helped keep the foundations from the World Trade Center dry during recovery efforts. And as you continue to walk through the foundation hall, more artifacts of the building and pieces of equipment that were so important during that day are everywhere. Ladder 3 received some of the heaviest casualties of any fire company in the New York Fire Department, losing almost all of its men during the attacks. Their fire truck that was badly beaten up when the buildings fell on it stands in the museum, cut in half with pieces of steel tangled all around it. The elevator motor that was used to help workers in the tower travel over 100 floors up is also on display. And take a look at this 19.8-foot fragment of the once 360-foot transmission that stood atop of the tower. And pieces of steel from the 96th to 99th floor is also on display. That's the part of the building where the plane made impact. Also look at how the weight of the building falling made this piece of steel nearly bend into 2. The most touching part of the museum is the last column that was removed. The beam that stands 3 stories high stood in the foundation of the World Trade Center South Tower and is one of the most important artifacts in the museum's collection because first responders used it as a memorial to their fallen brothers and sisters. Lastly, the museum features a memorial hall which is between the footprints of both original towers. It is composed of 2,983 individual watercolor drawings commemorating the victims of September 11, 2001 and February 26, 1993. Every square is a unique shade of blue, reflecting artist Spencer Finch's attempt to remember the color of the sky on the morning of 9/11. The letters on the quote were made from steel that was recovered from the site after its destruction. For months following the attacks, first responders worked tirelessly to recover human body remains to help give families closure. For many of the first responders, they took refuge and sought food and water at St. Paul's Chapel, almost right next to the Twin Towers. Ironically, the chapel saw no damage when the buildings collapsed, not even a broken window. That also included the tombstones that were out front. The church organ was, however, destroyed a bit by dirt and smoke. It has since been refurbished. Now, almost 16 years later, life continues in Lower Manhattan, yet the memories of that fatal day will never be forgotten. Almost everyone in New York knew someone who was in those towers that day, and now they have a place to pay their respects. Charlie Cenac, TWIN News, Manhattan, New York.